Treat yourself like an athlete and watch how the world responds. One of the most common criticisms that I get on my main YouTube channel is that I repeat the same things over and over again. And you know what's funny? Every time I've tried to reinvent the wheel and say something new, which I genuinely don't feel motivated to do, the video comes out way less good. It comes out way worse. So what is this? Am I destined to say the same idea repeatedly? I would say more or less yes. Because in life, we don't need a strategy. Strategy matters so little. I mean, this is my opinion, but I believe it genuinely to be true. Strategy matters so little in the face of excellence. Excellence is just a handful of things repeated over and over again. And so for me to come up with a new video, with a new idea, I've attempted to put myself in new situations. I've attempted to skydive or fly an airplane or learn tennis. And ultimately, it gave me nothing. It just felt like a really meaningless side quest. Why? Because the main intent is still the same. And the system for your life, the system that provides you success, it is somewhat customized to you, but then the specific customizations of it, only you know. The only through line in all of this is excellence. Be excellent. Be absolutely excellent. And not only will you find your way to success, but the world will be magnetized to you. The hard truth of many Indian American guys is that they didn't get the validation they needed growing up. I remember in 4th grade when I was doing this vocabulary competition, Word Masters. I got 4th place, and they actually give you a prize. It was either 4th or 2nd place. They give you a prize for it. And I brought this 4th place certificate home to my mom. She said, you know, basically, what am I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to show this off to my friends like it's some achievement? 4th place? Really? You know, in a different era of my life, like 2 or 3 years ago, I would use that story as an example for how villainous my parents have sometimes been in the past. But now, actually, as a 32-year-old man, I agree with my mom. It's true. Okay, 4th place. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. It's just a piece of paper. I mean, I guess it's good that you can talk. Well done, Nikhil. All that's needed in life is this quality of excellence. One of the main reasons to pursue the Ironman above anything else is that it's an opportunity to practice excellence. Otherwise, the endeavor itself is so meaningless. You're swimming 1.2 miles or 1900 meters, you're biking 56 miles, and you're running 13.1 miles. The numbers themselves are uneven. Ironman 70.3. 70.3 is kind of a weird number. 26.2. A full marathon. That's also a weird number. The metric itself is just an opportunity for you to practice excellence. And one of the most foundational ways that a person can practice excellence is in fitness. What I want to say in this video is that if you treat yourself like an athlete, if you treat yourself with physical excellence, which is foundational, and it's something that a poor man can do, you actually don't need money to be physically excellent. The opportunity in that is insane. There are 100 little details when it comes to optimizing yourself physically. Foundationally, it's sleep, but also every hour that you fall asleep before midnight, that's powerful. Every hour before midnight, it actually optimizes human growth hormone. So you secrete more HGH, ideally if you go to sleep at like 10 p.m. That alone can transfuse your life in a new direction. Why? Because it fills you up with more mana. I have this tattoo on my arm. It's one of the few tattoos that I don't fully regret. It says mana. Mana is basically a symbol for electricity. It's a symbol for the undercurrent. In a way, it's my reminder in my relation to semen retention. Why? Because physical excellence, conducting yourself well, leading with your body in an optimal way is so profound that you don't need to know anything else. The same goes with meditation. So this week, I meditated every day. Even yesterday, it was 2 sessions. So I got up to 1 hour of meditating. I do the Gayatri Mantra, which is so immensely powerful. At least according to the Hindus, it's one of like the original chants that was released. It's Gayatri. I don't know the details of it too well, but the goddess Gayatri or Saraswati or Lakshmi, they are symbols of knowledge, wealth, and incoming prosperity. And I think you do need to be energetically aligned, and you need to be doing energetically well. You need to be energetically rich for effects to happen in your life foundationally. Otherwise, this whole summer, I can tell you that I was just studying Salesforce, getting certification after certification. I was even working on River Rats. I was even working on my film. The results were not coming to a high degree. My videographer, Rolando, he would help me clean every day. We have something called an immaculate score. So we would attempt to make the place look more refined every day. Just, I believe in physical excellence even with your space. Somehow, because of how I was vibrating over the summer and how perhaps he was as well, the space was never fully cleaned. It's like we'd be using up all this cleaning spray, but cleanliness was not coming to the house. Even now, it sounds kind of weird, but my house is loaded in fruit flies that I'm trying to get rid of. The initial traps that I set, they weren't getting rid of them all. So I have been over investing in just trying to clean up my house as much as possible. I like vacuumed 2 times this week because I'm trying to purge myself of whatever stagnant, dark energy there was. Where's that coming from? There has been a year and a half of lack of excellence emerging forth from me. It just hasn't quite been there. If your car is constantly out of gas, I'm telling you the truth, this sounds kind of weird, right? But if your car is constantly out of gas, if your place is never clean, if you're psychologically overwhelmed, you're not mentally organized, there are leaks somewhere. There are definitely leaks. Because I can tell you the moment I started meditating regularly, these last 4 days, my house has started looking way cleaner. Even small things that I was struggling with, I'm finally able to get done. All these little mental resistances that I had, they're ending. Why? Excellence. Excellence is only a handful of things. The Iron Man itself was a huge psychological barrier, but that barrier was false. That barrier was imagined. Let me tell you, first and foremost, one of the reasons that I didn't succeed profoundly in this last block is because I have been resisting biking. I thought I didn't enjoy biking. When I initially was coming off a marathon block, I loved the agony of it. I loved the immense strain of marathon training and getting your heart rate super jacked. So with marathon training, because I'm slightly like a crazy person on those long runs, but really every run was a threshold run when you're Nikhil. So my heart rate would be around 180 beats per minute, genuinely. Just according to the Garmin watch, always in the red zone. I basically have always ran in the red zone when I prepared for a marathon block. And someone will tell you that's not good, you know, make your easy day easies, make your hard days hard. Actually, bro, if you make every day hard, then at least coming from me, my original marathon time being a 4:03, making every day hard brought my marathon down to a 3:34. And that's just because I bonked on race day. Why did I bonk? I don't know. There was some stress around race day. It was also raining during that marathon. Still, 4:03 to 3:34 in one block is a pretty solid improvement. And then I went from 3:34 to 3:21 over another 12 weeks. Man, the strategy is not what mattered. A big part of those initial results just came from internal excellence. So treat yourself with excellence. Treat yourself with physical excellence. The economy is hard right now. So even many of the people I'm talking online for my coaching program, a lot of the meetings that we've taken, people are struggling first and foremost to get jobs. I can see it in their eyes that physical excellence is not there. Did you know that even if you're struggling to get a job, theoretically someone is out there, or maybe you have fewer clients than you normally have had, so even if you're employed, you're maybe underemployed, or you're not able to utilize your skills to your full capacity. Did you know that physical excellence is still 100% possible? I'm mentioning this now because so much of my feed and so much of the way YouTube has changed, the way the algorithm shows up, it's a lot of dark content. YouTube used to be a positive place. Now the platform has become very dark indeed. It's really strange. It's not something that I'm familiar with. This darkness in this platform, all this negative content is doing so well. I can tell you pretty much across the board, the people who make this negative content, they don't have physical excellence about themselves. The way they carry themselves is what I mean. If you're unemployed, which so many of these YouTubers that I see online are, well, the very first thing you can do with yourself is bring physical excellence, right? Because you have time. You have the time to invest. So why wouldn't you? It's because the mind doesn't have it yet. The mind doesn't know what it doesn't know. Let me tell you this, man. I'm creating a hypothetical scenario in which all you can afford is $100 worth of groceries per week at Walmart that you have to bicycle to. And that's all you have going for you. You have a place to live that's maybe $1,000 a month, and you're bicycling to Walmart to get your not only your groceries, but your clothes. Well, let me tell you, man, if you were the right kind of guy, like if you were Arnold Schwarzenegger in his early 20s, you were just like him. He was completely broke, but the mind was rich. The mind was sharp. Everything was fully there. I know what Arnold would do. He would bicycle to Walmart and he would make those Walmart t-shirts fit him the best he possibly could. And he would buy his supplements from there. He'd buy the highest quality groceries that could possibly be bought from Walmart. A place that, in terms of where you get food and nutrition, all this stuff, it's a looked down upon place. It's a low class establishment, right? I don't think it's a mean-hearted thing to say that. Walmart is the bottom of the barrel. It's where the people who have to go, that's where they go. They go to Walmart. Otherwise, you'd go to Target or Trader Joe's or Whole Foods if you can afford to go high end. But if the mind is right, then Whole Foods will be your demise and Walmart will turn you into a king. I want to establish this beyond even just the names that I'm mentioning here. It's not about the specifics of your circumstance. The king lies within. Ironman 73, this whole time, I was resisting the bike because I loved the high intensity of running. Biking in a way, it almost feels like sitting. And just the way my anatomy is built, in terms of my frame, I would say my proportions are like 65% legs and then 35% upper body. My torso is so much shorter than my legs. I look like a frog. Like I have straight up like such long legs that I'm really disproportionate. Sitting in any capacity is uncomfortable for me. So biking in that old bike setup was not comfortable. I'd have to constantly try to pass people, get around them. I didn't enjoy it. The heart rate would only come up to like 135, or even if it's 150, it just didn't feel satisfying. Like the movement was hard. It wasn't efficient. I would resist it. This week I biked 100 miles, and I'm realizing that even though I'm currently bulking, or at least attempting to get stronger, the bike has been an enormous advantage. See, I'm still able to get my cardio in. I'm still able to oxygenate my CNS. I'm still able to get fresh, but I don't have to deal with that impact that running gives. That hard hitting on the ground repeatedly. Then I came to realize, okay, biking is a profound gift. And not only that, I look forward to it every day that I do it. It's been 4 times this week that I've done it. So 100 miles over 4 rides. And it's keeping me lean as I'm bulking. It's helping me prevent spillover. Even then, when I bike in the morning, okay, that's cardio. That's a form of cardio. I'm able to think so much better in the afternoon. Biking this whole time has been a profound gift. And until now, I didn't realize it. Why? Because the mind was not there. And people often conflate it as thinking, okay, I need to put on muscle because muscle and aesthetics, that's what matters. Aesthetics can make you more impactful in the world for sure. Like to have a muscular frame and a lean frame and whatever looks maxing or the red pill might call, like the V-taper look. There's a culture behind that. There's interest in that. It's actually not what it's all about. In a t-shirt, you don't look that much different at the end of the day. A highly fitness person looks highly fitnessed. My Ironman coach, CJ, he has a slim build because he trains Ironman. Like he devotes himself to Ironman, even complete distance Ironman. So that's so much volume. So he has a slim frame, okay? He's not like jacked, even though he told me back in the day he would lift heavy, like in his college days and whatnot. Let me tell you, he's like a 40-year-old man who looks excellent. He looks great. His jawline is extremely sharp. He has gravity on his face. He looks fresh and he looks like an athlete. He looks capable. Just because his build is slim doesn't make him any less aesthetic, actually, at the end of the day. You can just see like, okay, this is the niche he went for. This is the Ironman build, like full distance Ironman build. And that weekend in Wisconsin, it was CJ who got me through the race. He even got me the footage that I got. That excellence stays. So you can pick your medium. It can be marathons, it can be hardcore bodybuilding, or it can be Ironman/hybrid, like the vantage point that I'm attempting to pursue. But take on these endeavors because you want excellence. And with whatever training modality you go for, it could be gymnastics, it could be pure Olympic swimming, it could be rock climbing. Another one of my really successful clients and someone who I think has just lived a very, very capable life, Anthony Vicino. His original background in life came from rock climbing, and even for a time there, snowboarding was a huge part of what he did. And he had that quality of excellence for sure. Even after years of taking a break from it, one time we decided to do a shoot at a rock climbing wall, and he just like got his belay, there's some credential you have to get on the spot to show that you can belay easily. And he just did it in 2 seconds and he climbed up a V whatever, like a pretty solid wall with such ease. That muscle memory stayed, and his upper body strength was profound. He looked great, and I'm sure that quality of physical excellence showed up in his business, showed up in his work, showed up in his life. You carry that excellence with you. It's multifaceted. Going to bed on time is a part of it. Knowing what your training is, knowing what your numbers are, going for those is a part of it. Hydration, electrolytes, diet, micronutrients, even meditation, visualization, skincare, sleep. It is actually all a part of being an athlete. And have you ever noticed how athletes are the most attractive people on the planet? On average, like why do highly fitnessed athletes, why do they look so good? One is, their body composition tends to be better, so their face maybe carries less fat. They have more symmetry on their face. It's like a surface level example, but it's excellence. I have seen examples of excellence in many different regards in my life. I know you have too. And when you see it, it just stands out. One moment that's sticking out to me right now is when we first saw Chadwick Boseman play the Black Panther. Do you know what I'm talking about? When was this? Maybe this was 2015 or 2016. Captain America Civil War came out in theaters. And that was our first glimpse into Chadwick Boseman playing Black Panther. I didn't need to know anything else. That character, that man had such a sense of dignity about him, just the way he carried himself. I didn't know how much he could bench press. It wasn't about that. It was about the man underneath, what was coming through. It was so damn cool. I loved it. It inspired me. Literally that week as a teacher, it made me want to grade my students' papers with greater excellence because of who that man is. You see examples of this all the time, and it just makes you want to live up to it. Another example for me is in this Bollywood movie Dangal, which is about Amir Khan. He plays this father character who's raising his 2 daughters to be wrestlers. He wants his daughters to become Olympians, like gold medal Olympic wrestlers. And this is based on a true story. And I remember when he was training those girls up and when they became worthy even of like going for it. They were training at like these Olympic facilities. Just the way those girls' characters, I mean, they were actresses, but like the way these actors carry themselves, the way they embody that space, the athlete is such an attractive archetype and it's available to all of us. So what does that mean? How does that show up? It means that when you're at the airport, you eat like an athlete. You eat what they would eat. When you structure your day, you make sure you hit your workouts. You make sure you hit your diet because that excellence will carry over into everything you do. It will bleed into your work and it will make the world see you. Be an athlete. No matter what you do in life, be physically excellent and see where that carries you.